Big pharma, so much to investigate, so little time, so let's get right to it. I'm Deb Nelson from the University of Maryland in the USA, your moderator. You won't hear much from me, but you'll hear a lot from these folks. And I'm going to take notes because I'm investigating pharma at the moment. Rinsho Saito is a journalist at the WASEDA CHRONICLE, the nonprofit news investigative organization in Tokyo. Dr. Tanimoto from Tokyo works with Medical Governance Research Institute, and their organizations have collaborated on a new open database of pharmaceutical payments to doctors, Japanese doctors, that they'll talk about today. Catherine Ivan, investigative journalist and author of a new book, Second, Bottle of Lies, the inside story of the generic drug boom. And Madeline Davies is health and science editor at the London-based nonprofit Bureau of Investigative Journalism. You get their longer bios on the app. For us.
Thank you, Deborah, for providing the introduction. I'm Dr. Tetsuya Tanimoto from Tokyo, UPLAN. Today's our title is about how to successfully collaborate between doctors and journalists. And here's Mr. Rinsho Saito. He is a young journalist and collaborates with us. And my main theme is a collaboration between doctors and journalists. So first of all, why should we collaborate? Collaboration between doctors and journalists sounds fine, but in the past, such collaboration has been scarce, I think. However, we found a project that we can work together, and that is our main theme for today. It is money for doctors from the industry. As you know, such money is very prevalent all over the world, but difficulty of medical expertise and strong financial influence of the industry prevented us to investigate pharmaceutical money as a kind of sanction. Therefore, we will talk about why and how we made the first comprehensive open database of pharmaceutical money to doctors in Japan. So we divided our topics into 3 parts. So next slide, right? So firstly, parts of financial relationships between doctors and the industry. Secondly, Mr. Rinsho will present how we made the database concerning the financial conflicts of interest, what we call COIs, and what we found. And finally, I will offer you several tips for successful collaboration. So I think all of you know about it, but this is a typical marketing scheme of the pharmaceutical industry. Because it is not allowed to give money as bribery, of course. The industry offers money to doctors as lecture fees and research funding, and so on. So especially in the center, so in the central arrow, influential doctors such as university professors can receive a large amount of money. This is because once famous doctors recommend a certain drug, sales of the drug will increase dramatically by influencing other doctors and the media. Also, lower rank doctors like me may receive some money, a little bit. So, and also, interestingly, the traditional mass media also receive advertisement money from the industry. So this scheme is well known, but nobody criticized it before, at least in Japan, because we doctors can earn money, and the mass media can also earn money. as these monkeys depicted. So that is, don't hear, don't look, and don't say anything. So what will damage? So you know the answer. So the answer is very evident. So patients. Doctors may prescribe too expensive drugs, prescribe useless drugs, or even harmful drugs. As a result, pharmaceutical companies can make a very lucrative market and gain extravagant amounts of money. So several years ago, an unbelievable drug scandal occurred in Japan. Some of you may know about it. A remarkable effectiveness of an expensive hypertension drug was published in the world-leading medical journal, The Lancet. As a result, the drug became a blockbuster in the Japanese market and sold more than $10 billion in total. However, years later, the paper was found to be fake, and it was retracted from the journal. In the background of this big crowd, there were problematic COIs between doctors and the pharmaceutical company, Novartis. So some become aware that more transparency is needed by making a comprehensive open database like Drugs for Dogs by ProPublica or the Open Payments Database by the US government. However, it was difficult because political disapproval by the industry and influential doctors. Therefore, we needed novel challenge. So next, Rinsho will explain about our database.
Hi, I'm Rinsho from WASEDA CHRONICLE and talk about my database. To make the database, there are several obstacles. First, many influential doctors receive money from the industry, and it's difficult to oppose them in the authoritarian medical society. Additionally, because the traditional Japanese media depends on the advertising revenue from the industry, they cannot criticize them. This is why independent investigative journalists and doctors outside the traditional academia started the project. Second problem is that each company started to disclose their payment data in Japan, but the data was hard to access and not organized at all. Therefore, nobody could obtain overall picture. We had to solve the problem. To make our own money database, we gathered 300,000 payments data from 78 pharmaceutical companies for 98,000 doctors. It required 3,000 hours hard work with a cost of $14,000. In this January, we published our database for free on our website so that everybody can check money for doctors from the industry. We have achieved 3.4 million pages views from 117,000 users with 300,000 sessions so far. Several newspapers and magazines have finally started to report this issue after the publication of our database. Overall, we are working on the database for next year with a crowdfunding. In 2016, $260 million were paid to doctors. In Japan, there are 320,000 doctors in total, and nearly 13% of them have received some amount of money besides their salary from medical institutions. 5% of doctors with payments received more than $9,000 Those with high payments were mainly university professors. Notably, we have published more than 10 papers in prestigious peer-reviewed medical journals such as JAMA Internal Medicine. Internists received more payments than surgeons and others. It means doctors who prescribe expensive drugs can receive more money from the industry. Dr. Tanimoto, please wrap up our presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Rinsho. So, I will summarize our experience. Journalists may need professional medical knowledge and experience of doctors. So, doctors, of course, also need investigational expertise and powers of journalists like you. So, therefore, our relationship can be complementary rather than competitive and would be mutually beneficial, I think. So it is very important to find a common valuable theme in an academic and journalistic standpoint. The medical system worldwide is financially burdened, as you know, because there are so many expensive drugs these days. So we should work together for our patients as well as for our society to mitigate this tremendous situation. So we propose to make an international effort to counteract against the globalized market of the industry for profit only. So if you're interested, please feel free to contact me anytime for a chance for collaboration. So this is our final slide. First, doctors need publications, especially in peer-reviewed medical journals such as Lancet or New England Journal of Medicine or JAMA to gain credibility and reputation. Second, doctors and journalists can work together in a mutually beneficial way. And finally, an academic and journalistic meaning to find a common theme among us is the most important thing. Thank you very much.
Hi everybody, Catherine Eban. Today I'm going to talk about the reporting journey for my book which came out in May called Bottle of Lies, The Inside Story of the Generic Drug Boom. The book was based on a decade of reporting on 4 continents, interviews with over 240 people including numerous corporate whistleblowers, over 20,000 pages of internal FDA documents, so that's US Food and Drug Administration, our chief regulator, thousands of corporate records, 16 Freedom of Information requests to the FDA, including actually a lawsuit, which was pretty effective, and a number of magazine articles along the way. The Indian companies were picking up FDA inspectors in luxury vehicles at the hotels. They're upgrading their rooms, they're taking them out shopping and to golf, and massages, lots of trips to the Taj Mahal, and even offers of gold coins. And what's remarkable is that the FDA, we're going to talk about the 20,000 pages of documents, but in those, I saw a lot of whistleblowers writing into FDA officials saying, hey, you're sending one of your inspectors to Hyderabad, but you're sending him alone, and he's from Hyderabad, right? And you're sending him to inspect his friend's plants. You know, when you send inspectors, send them two together from different countries than they're from.
Hello everyone, I'm Madeline Davis. I'm the Health and Science Editor at the Bureau of Investigative Journalism in London. And our interest in investigating the pharmaceutical industry is because we're interested in antibiotic resistance, superbugs, and food and farming, so the use of antibiotics in agriculture and the resulting antibiotic resistance from that. So the Bureau is a non-profit agency, a non-profit organisation, and we partner with other media organisations to publish, so you can see some of our partners here. So as I said, we were looking into the pharmaceutical industry because we're investigating antibiotic resistance, which, as I'm sure you all know, is one of the world's greatest health threats. And then my last point, undercover, this is just a very practical point, that if you're a partner organisation and you partner with other media organisations to do undercover, it's important to involve that partner almost from the inception and make sure you've gone through all the protocols. So check you have a strong public interest defence to go undercover, that you can't get this information any other way, and that you have a plan for your reporter if something goes wrong and they need to get out. So thank you very much. You're welcome.
So it's a very important question. So at least in Japan,
Would you repeat the question?
Okay. So your question is where we get the basic information about the payments from the industry. So as Rinsho explained, the basic information are disclosed from each company. So we have Japanese guideline, but at least 78 companies disclose basic information in their website only. So to check the information, we need to visit each website of the industry. So nobody can such a thing to investigate all of 78 companies. And also to check the information, we need to register the name, phone number, address, or something like that. So company made a kind of hurdle to reach that information. So it was a very difficult part. So therefore, to assemble all of the information from each company, we need 3,000 hours of investigation to accumulate, to collect all of the information from each company. Is it clear? Yeah, thank you very much.
Are you ready to sign up? Yes, please.
Investigated tramadol, the medicine, and its addictive effects. And also, is there a database somewhere that could give an idea of the flow of drugs around the world? If you know, it would be good to hear.
So you asking about tramadol?
Tramadol, yes.
Yes, I know that drug, but at least I don't know there are any database about that. But if such data is available, it will be very important topic.
So I haven't personally investigated tramadol. On the flow of drugs around the world, a way that we try and track them is through shipping data. It's not perfect, and obviously you can't really see.
Thank you. Thank you. My question is, I'm from China. All the issue, all the problem you raised, it's quite familiar to me. For example, the doctor said bribing doctors with the pharmaceutical company, bribing doctors by sort of like they organize this conference, research conference. So I invite all of the doctors to this sort of conference, and they're making hotel, everything, tour, nice place. Not just pharma company, pharmaceutical, but also the equipment company. Like
The what company, sorry?
Equipment.
Company, yeah.
It's a rapid, it's to everyone knowledge, it's nothing to hide even.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for public, for journalists to investigate, it's pretty difficult because they say this is a research and a lot of things. And my question is, to make a report on this medicine topic. It's not so easy because long people don't have the knowledge of whether it's the medicine's effect or not. So
Yeah, I think it's very difficult. Obviously, doctors are receiving incentives. They don't want to announce they're receiving incentives.
Yeah, hi, I'm from India. So your book has been widely reviewed in the media. There have been reactions from executives on social media. Some have said that, Ranbaxy is dead, it's an old story, you've blown it out of proportion. I'm curious, what is actual reaction from the generic industry around the world? I mean, are they, all of them conspiring to refute it, that what you're saying is like one-off sort of an incident?
And so the question was that the industry what is the reaction of the industry to my book. I mean, it's very clear that the industry has a coordinated set of talking points.
Obviously, that making that database was a huge amount of work. And what was the public reaction and feedback after you released that data for free? And for Catherine, I would like to know more about how you converted your skeptical source. Like, what do you think was the tipping point was for him to give you the data?
So the first question is public response to our database, right? So at least as Rinsho showed in our slide, there are many page views from the public. But I think almost viewers will be from the industry because at least our database was covered some news media or newspapers or national TV. So some patients, some intelligent patients at least, will have access to our database. So the response from the Japanese public as well as the government or the industry is very slow. So the change is not so visible, at least now, but at least we need to continue our project in the coming decades. At least I think so, to change this situation.
And so the question to me was about how do you convert a skeptical source. So I would say that, overall, the strongest everything else means maybe yes, right? And so it's, I think, very, very important to keep going in the face of negativity. And the importance of doing that is that you've also demonstrated your commitment to the story by doing that.
I'm from India. I want to know, has FDA changed in any way after your investigation? Because the regulations allow companies to first to file, they allow companies to kind of not do, or rather do away with the data part, and they are not testing the drugs. And we also had recently Novartis coming out with data index. So I don't think so it's only generic, it's probably big pharma as well. So how do you?
Has the FDA made any changes?
I haven't read your book, but I will. I guess I'm just wondering how societal concerns impacted all of your work. I mean, in the United States, people can't afford regular prescription drugs, so they turn to generic drugs. I guess I'm curious whether you've had reaction from patients who may have read your book and are terrified now of taking their generic drugs, first of all. And then going back to the antibiotic resistance, I mean, again, a lot of people in humanitarian operations, a lot of people who are displaced, they're not empowered enough to be concerned over antibiotic resistance. I'm just wondering how this played into the storytelling and the investigation and the impact.
So the question was about how societal concerns play
question to Catherine. You mentioned in the beginning of your presentation that
there is drug regulation. In the US, both you have FDA and European, European Medicine Agency, and also I worked for the Japanese version of FDA before, and also so such at least among developed countries, regulatory agency have similar standards of bioequivalence. So at least basically the standard is almost same among the developed countries. I think so.
Thank you.
To correlate adverse events to specific instances of fraud, and what is the correlation of adverse events vis-a-vis generics and brand name?
So that's a great question about whether I was able to correlate adverse event with fraud, instances of fraud. So, a lot of my reporting was trying to do exactly that. It's like, then the reaction of patients, it's very difficult.
At least in a scientific standpoint, we need randomized control trial. Of course, you know that it is difficult to conduct randomized control trial between brand name drug and generic drug because RCT requires many years to conduct, and also requires much money. So nobody, I think, conduct such a randomized control trial between generic drug and brand name drug.
The data does not exist, and data on, for example, lack of effect is really not collected. And in fact, there have been metadata studies where there's a guy at Harvard who does these studies. Actually, the generic drugs patients have the same response as they do on the brand name drugs. And what is he basing that on? He's basing that on the data that the companies are submitting to the FDA.
Thank you very much.
Which part?